Broadcasting live from my basement, where apparently I have all my Trump memorabilia, including my beautiful throne to Orange Cheeto, at least according to Jana Hawking, who you know is my go-to tribute girl for everything wrong in dating and journalism today. Well, she's done it again, everybody. She's done it again. She's decided to come out and directly come after us, you evil people, you Germans who voted for the orange man. You're all part of the problems, you see. Yeah, so apparently Jana is a feminist who cares deeply about politics in the United States, and if you're on board with Orange Man bad, even Aussies have Trump derangement syndrome, it seems. So we'll jump right into this. She's never going to learn. Women just don't learn. They're never going to learn until it's too late. They're going to end up in their 50s and 60s single and claiming they're still happy. Imagine gaining gray hair, gaining saggy bodies, gaining wrinkles, but not gaining any intelligence and or life experience to help guide you on your way. That is Jana, and we're going to talk about her today because she wrote an article and she mentions yours truly in there, and I'm very proud of it. It seems only one of us lives rent-free in the other's head. I call her out because of her ridiculous outlook on the world and her 100 triple-digit body counts and everything else going on, and she calls me out because apparently I'm in my parents' basement recording this. I bet you didn't know that. This was the alternative headline I was going to go with. Men can't save women from themselves. I don't know which I'm going to... You can upload two to YouTube. I'll do that and then let a little national poll decide. We don't hate on women just to hate on them. That's the irony. Like, I don't get... And you guys know this. I don't get on here to just say women bad. I don't call them misandrists and point to everything negative they do. A lot of things negative they do. But the truth is, everything they're doing is not only hurting themselves, but it's hurting men, too. It's hurting society. It's hurting marriage rates. It's screwing with divorce statistics. It's causing single motherhood and fathers not being allowed to be in the children's lives. It's ruining society with only fools. And, of course, the baby deletion problem that we're having, where women scream, "It's my body, my choice," yet in reality, it's kind of the baby's choice, too. They just can't say anything. And because of this, we're all very evil. Well, Jana Hawkings says, a shocking discovery in my Instagram DMs proves something's deeply wrong with modern men. I think I know what's causing it. So a couple of neckbeard weirdos jump into her DMs and say things inappropriate, and that proves everything that is wrong with humanity. Problem solved. Thank you very much, Jana. I'll open my DMs and I can tell you everything wrong with women. They're all apparently bots that desperately want to talk to single men like myself that are between the ages of 18 and 55 within 3 miles. Click here now. Well, damn you women and humanity. My DMs proved it. I will say this. Do you know what keeps me from not losing any sleep? You know what keeps me from not worrying at night? Having an amazing product that helps me get health and vitality and energy again. And this is coming to you from Brickhouse Nutrition. You know, the biggest sale of the year at Brickhouse Nutrition is on. This is your chance to save a ton on all their doctor-formulated products. One of my favorites is Field of Greens, and I actually have some right here. I mix this in with my iced coffee. It's pretty good. It's earthy, but it's got a nice fruity flavor, and it gives you all of your nutritional fruit and vegetable servings in just one scoop. One of my favorites is this Field of Green, and right now, you'll save 30% on their best-selling fruit and vegetable super drink that promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. Now, as you guys know, I'm trying to lose weight. I've taken a little bit of this now. This is going along with my other supplements that I'm taking, and I can tell you I'm down almost 20 pounds now in just the last, 48 days? 48 days, I'm down almost 20 pounds. So I would say they're working, and it's helping me get antioxidants and the nutrition and nutrients that I need while I'm fasting and doing my other. As a matter of fact, I think this is exactly 10 calories. So I can add this on top of my fasting, get my nutrition in. It doesn't affect me at all. They also have something called Lean, a doctor-formulated weight loss phenomenon of the year. It's on sale. The reviews on this product are incredible, and it's a total game changer for folks trying to lose weight. Everything is on sale, and there's literally no better time of the year. Visit fieldofgreens.com and use code VIP. That's promo code VIP at fieldofgreens.com. Last time, and do not forget, VIP at fieldofgreens.com. She starts off, I'll start with a confession. Occasionally, on a particularly boring evening, I like to take a deep dive into my Instagram direct messages. Yes, the place where creepy blokes go to leave icky messages and photos for me. Okay, then why do you check it? I mean, I'm just asking. Now, ironically, she has her Twitter locked down tighter than a duck's asshole. So I doubt her DMs are open. But more than likely, she saw something on the web and decided to make it about herself because it's Jana. She says, I should know better. I mean, I can guarantee there's going to be at least one D pic, one Richard pic in there. Why is it always the thin ones? Oh, are we body shaming? Jana, did you just body shame somebody? How very progressive of you. An unwelcome offer to hook up, or just it's only unwelcome because he doesn't look like she wants him to look. I'm pretty sure if it was like Henry Cavill asking to hook up, it would be very welcome. Or just a man writing to tell me he pleasured himself over my photos. Charming. Well, you know, when you have half your tatas hanging out all the time, you're going to get some loony bins. It's a very common occurrence. It has been for years now. And no, I do not find it flattering at all. But as women who dares write positively about sex and dating, I have become an easy target for these kind of men. Here's the truth of it. Do you know who else wrote very positively about sex and dating? What's her name? Ruth. The German lady. There was an old lady on TV. She was like 80 years old, and she used to talk very positively about sex and dating. Her name was Ruth something or other. But it was all in like the 90s, maybe the 80s. You know what she didn't get? She didn't get spicy photos. She didn't get unwelcome offers to hook up. And she didn't get men offering to pleasure themselves. Dr. Ruth Ginsburg, Ruth Weistheimer, you guys are close. You know who I'm talking about. A lot of you older guys do. She was very old German lady. The great thing about dating other people. And she used to go on these tirades. Anyway, where was I? Anyway, the reason why you're getting that, Jana, is because you write about being easy. And you write about hooking up, and you write about dating footballers and rugby players and masculine hockey players that you meet in a bar over a drink or two, and you talk about hooking up, and that's why you're getting it, because men see you as an object, not an intellectual. Ironically, I know that's pretty shocking for you because you write with such beautiful, lengthy, and intelligent words. Why is it a common occurrence? Because that's what men see you for. That's the only value they see you for. And you do it to yourself, i.e. the photos that you post. I mean, even the one where she's here being like giving a condescending, snarky view on her face, she's still got cleavage. She's got 8 inches of cleavage. Good news, Jana. As you age, you'll have 12 inches of cleavage. I look forward to those pictures. She says, so I found myself last night jet-lagged after an overseas trip, bored enough to take a deep dive into the cesspit that is my DMs, namely the other folder where messages from people outside my contacts end up. She was looking for content probably, and I don't blame her. I would do the same thing. And she said, wouldn't you know, a particularly gross message was staring right back at me. He won no prizes for innovation. It was just another weirdo with a fake profile photo wanting me to know how desperate he was for me to sleep with him. My big D needs you, baby. She said, well, stop the search. I found my dream man. Vomit. As I went through the messages, I found similar examples of sexual aggression and rage, more intense than usual, so I decided to take a break and scroll through my news feed. Now, she knows that her news feed is like this from the other messages. She knows that. She says it was more than worrying theme emerged. 4 words that sent a chill down my spine. Your body, my choice. It wasn't the first time I'd seen them either. They make up a frightening sentence that has been spammed under women's Instagram photos in recent days. Now, if you're not familiar with the meme, it's here. Know your meme. It's been around on 4chan since 2014. Your body, my choice. How it originally came about was mothers circumcising their sons. And the men's forums, men's groups said, hey, you know what? Let's stop doing this to these young boys. Sometimes it can end badly. It's not needed for health anymore. It desensitizes men later on in life so that they don't get as much pleasure out of intimacy. And the mothers literally said, he's my kid, you stay out of it. Okay, well, it's not your body, though. It's your kid, right? So then the men came back around and said, oh, you want to delete the babies now? Well, it's their body, their choice. And so it's a twist on that. She continues on. The disturbing slogan, a twisted reversal of the phrase, my body, my choice, used by women fighting for reproductive rights. Reproductive rights is another word for baby deletion. But see, by you standing behind that, you think you're protected and covered, but you're not. You can call it whatever you want. We're still going to call it what it is. Yeetus, the fetus. We know what it is. It's become a rallying cry of sorts for the misogynist rejoicing the outcome of the recent U.S. presidential election. So now, basically, she thinks that because this guy, Nick Fuentes, said your body, my choice, that stands for Trumpers and Tates of the world and conservative men. I got news for you. See, this is why it's so easy to dunk on Jana, because I can disprove literally everything she says. White nationalist Nick Fuentes says he's not voting for Trump because his administration will be staffed by gays and Jews. So there you go. The person that you're quoting, Jana, as derivative of Trump and his ilk, he didn't vote for Trump. Oopsie. I guess your example doesn't go so far. She says, since Donald Trump bested Kamala Harris last week, outspoken women are having their pretty Instagram pics bombarded with your body, my choice in the comment section by men who worship the likes of Andrew Tate and see Trump's re-election as validation of their toxic beliefs. It's rapey and scary. Okay, so first of all, what proof does she have that pics are being bombarded with your body, my choice? None, really. Now, maybe there's a few out there. Bombarded, though? I don't think so. Where's my I don't think so button?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, son.
But this is a case where she uses one or two examples. For example, the one or couple of guys in her DMs as all men. She uses one or two comments of your body, my choice as everybody that sees Trump's reelection as validation and who liked Andrew Tate. See, this is it's a common fallacy that women like to do, where they'll pull out one example and they say, see, this proves my point. It's actually a very low intelligence take. For example, if you say the average height of Asians is like 5'6", this is the type of person that would say, yeah, but I know this one Chinese guy, he's like 6'2". Right. But the average, and you pull out one thing that's not the average and use it to as proof of your concept that everybody's the same. That's not how any of this works. But again, the mentally challenged don't often understand how these things work. She says, regardless of what your politics are, there's no denying that since the election, some awful men who once hid in the dark corners of the internet now feel more emboldened than ever to say these things to women online. Okay, first of all, no, we've always been comfortable to say things to women, even online. The only ones that were kind of scared are people maybe in the movie industry or the music industry, or maybe somebody that works, I don't know, for some feminist organization. Most people have been pretty comfortable with saying their politics unless you live in a city. But see, Jana lives in a city where it's just filled with a bunch of leftards, so that's the only type of people that she can relate to. She's never been out in, normal conservative land. She said, only a few months ago, one Australian high school came under fire because boys had ranked female students online into offensive categories, including abduction material, which means, yeah, you'd run off with her, one-night stand, average, a pre-order, and unravelable, which basically means they would not sleep with them. Now, she uses this example. She says they were boys, not that that's an excuse, but there are men out there who now are speaking openly like this, and there's no denying where this bravado has come from. You mean like men ranking women based on their looks since the invention of beauty pageants and or marriage and or asking a girl out to date? Are you talking about things like, for example, this picture? This is from Jubilee that has millions of followers on YouTube. Let me read you some of the titles of their videos. 11 versus 1, rating guys by looks and personality. 13 million views. 2.5 million views. Women rank 5 men by attractiveness. Ranking men by attractiveness, 5 guys versus 5 girls. 4.8 million views. 10 girls versus 10 guys. Rating guys based on their style and looks. 500,000 views. It's almost as if it's popular to rank people of the opposing sex. It's almost as if women do it to men just as much. Why, here is an actual study, a survey and I guess a doctoral thesis or a paper written. How important is physical attractiveness in the marriage market? For men, the results show that being unattractive decreases the likelihood of finding a partner with a university degree, and of finding a partner with a higher educational level. For women, physical attractiveness does not affect the likelihood of any of those events occurring. Wow, it's almost as if universities and the intellectuals amongst us have studied this and find out that it's women that judge men based on looks, not men on women to the same degree, especially when it comes to picking a spouse. Again, Jana, you make this so easy to pull apart your arguments, but she knows this. So then she dives into insults, because that's all that's left when women like this can't argue their points any further. She says Trump's infamous grab him by the kitty cat line and the multiple allegations against him didn't stop him from being propelled to the White House for his second term by a landslide. Young men already exposed to Tate's vile diatribes are seeing this and thinking this is okay now, and they're growing in numbers. Hey, Jana, do you know who else thinks that Trump's infamous grab him by the kitty cat line and the allegations against him that didn't stop him from being elected? Do you know who else was okay with that? White females. 52%. The majority of white females in the United States also voted for Trump. Ooh, I guess she should have looked into some studies before just attacking and blaming men. Because black men didn't overwhelmingly support him. Only Latino men and white men, but also the white women. So you might have to work on this a little bit, because before it was Trump's overwhelmingly racist. But now that other races are starting to support Trump, it's he's misogynist. Oh, wait, women? Now white women support him? He's, I don't know, I'll think of something new. He's the guy from Germany, and if you vote for him, you are one of the Nazis. You're running out of excuses, Jana. A cursory notice this is the reason why she's saying all this stuff, by the way, guys. The reason why she's saying all this stuff, it's an excuse to attack men. See, she's using these excuses to attack men. She uses the fact that young boys rank women. Yeah, they do that. Guess what? I rank women. I often on the dating profiles, we make fun of them. And you rank men, Jana. You rank men. Because in your own articles, you say how you hooked up with this hot guy, or you have this, you were uncomfortable because men that aren't attractive are in your DMs. You're ranking men in this own article, and you don't even realize it. You can't see the irony of that. She says, a cursory glance on Reddit, I wouldn't recommend it, shows there are countless forums for men to air their toxic views about women. This network, which also includes social media accounts, podcasts, and YouTube channels, has been dubbed the manosphere. Men go there to rant about how feminism is eroding their rights, and also discuss tactics to pick up women, safe in the knowledge no one will challenge them. Okay. Kind of maybe. But men going their own way was banned from Reddit, as was the Red Pill, as was many of the men's groups. Have you ever heard of the female dating strategy, Jana? Now, if you go to the about on this page was about women talking about how to game men that they're dating, how to use men financially that they're dating, how to promise one man that she was their forever girl and make him wait so he thinks she's a good girl, but in the meantime, how to score hookups and hide it and sleep with other men behind your forever man's back, and how to take it and do foodie calls and how to take advantage of it. See, they have these forums. You notice this forum's not actually banned, Jana. Isn't that crazy? They banned a lot of the men's forums, but not the women's forums doing the same thing. Now, if you go to this feed, you notice, yes, there are some posts there, but there's nothing recently. Now, why isn't there any posts? Let's see. We'll look by new. Oh, those are the same ones. Okay, let's look by top. Oh, all of a sudden, there's not so many posts there anymore. It's because there's no posts as of today. They stopped posting there. Do you know why? Because what they said was creepy and weird, and people were hating on the forum. So where did they go instead? Their own website. Now, by the way, Jana, this creepy site that you're talking about here, our female dating strategy, it had 395,000 members. 295,000 members. And it's now a restricted community. So there's 300,000 crazy women, but now they've opened their own website. And here, these posts have tens of thousands of comments and likes on them. And again, non-monogamy is harmful. So now they're saying, well, poly is if you believe in anything but polyamory, it's bad, it's unhealthy. Why don't you cover this, Jana? Why are you only talking about the men's communities that ironically were banned? Women are doing the same thing, but it's only a one-way street for her. And she says, and by the way, these pickup techniques aren't tidbits like buy her flowers and pay for her a compliment. Well, no, of course not, because that doesn't work anymore, Jana, and you know it. And you know why? Because that gives women the ick. They want the bad boy with the tattoos and the criminal record. That's what turns them on, because of women like you that write these articles about how to hook up and chase after the bad boy. Men don't want to do the flowers and the candy and the sweetness because women say, ooh, it's try hard. It's ick. Thanks to women like you, Jana. How ironic. You're ruining dating for those men. Those men that want to date like that, they don't anymore because of women like you. You make fun of them. You call them try hard. She says, no, they veer more on the obnoxious side, like neg her. For those unaware, this means giving backhanded negative compliments to subtly lower her self-esteem, increasing the likelihood she will sleep with you. Cringe. No, what it's actually done for is to show her that you're not try hard and to playfully argue with her, to playfully play a little hard to get yourself as a man, to make her interested in you, to make her wonder what you're about. It's called gaming the system, Jana. You do it all the time. I guarantee you. How many free drinks have you got gaining the system, Jana, but it was a man you had no intention of actually talking to or dating? Plenty, I bet. Let's not pretend you're above the game. Half your articles are written about the game. Just because it's a game you don't like to play or you don't want to play in a way that you would play it, it doesn't mean that it's cringe. You're cringe. I fear things are only set to get worse with Trump, the leader of the free world. Jana has Trump derangement syndrome.
Vagina.
He says, how do I know? Well, I've experienced firsthand. One of YouTube's most fervent Trump supporters attacks me constantly via his YouTube channel, which has more than 500,000 subscribers, with his deeply misogynistic and disturbing commentary. A man who goes by the name of Better Bachelor. Okay, so let's take a pause here and once again dive into how Jana just decides to make shit up. One of YouTube's most fervent Trump supporters. Actually, I try to keep politics away from this channel, number one. Number two, I've said I would like all government smaller than my local post office. That means I don't want anybody over me. Number three, and I'm not validating to her, but we are talking about these points. Number three, given the options we've had in our government, I think Trump is the lesser of two evils, and I think RFK, working on our food and other programs, is excellent. That's about as far as I've gone talking about Trump. But now I'm one of his most fervent Trump supporting channels? Okay. And I attack you constantly, meaning I've done 4 or 5 videos on you. Deeply misogynistic. So you don't even know what deeply misogynistic is. And lastly, my name is not Better Bachelor. I go by Joker. But you'd know that if you watched my commentary. So I'm sure whoever's helping you look for articles to write who knows nothing about me probably told you about my channel. He's made it a weekly habit to read out my articles to his audience and remark how I'm almost 40 and a skank, that I've hit the wall, or that I'm going to die alone with cats. And what did I do to offend this total stranger? I'm a woman who dares write about sex. The horror. Okay. First of all, I don't do a weekly bit on you. I do maybe once a quarter 3 or 4 times a year, not weekly. That would be 52 videos versus the 3 or 4 I've done about you. So mathing is hard. I understand that. But, maybe you use a little less bleach on your hair and it won't affect your brain so much. Number 2, I remark how you're almost 40. I do not remark that you're almost 40. I don't. Not recently. You are 40. So you're not almost 40. You are 40. And next year, I'll be remarking that you're over 40. And a skank. Yes, that much is true. I'm not even going to argue that I've hit a wall. No, you haven't hit a wall. You've hit the wall. That's proverbial for getting to the point where no one wants to date you anymore because for your looks explicitly. And based on the most recent photo that you uploaded, in this photo, you have resting bitch face. So yeah, in all your old photos, you looked really happy. In this one, you don't look so happy. Might I say, perhaps you're meeting the wall. Or that I'm going to die alone with cats. Yes. And what did I do to offend this total stranger? I'm a woman who dares write about sex. No, you're not a woman that just writes about sex. You're a woman that sleeps around. You're a woman that sleeps with attractive men, knowing them less than an evening, who bought you a couple of drinks and you had a fun conversation. And you do that again and again and again. And then you write about it regretting it. And then you write about it regretting dating these easy men. And then you go back out and you do it again. And then you say you're going to require men to pay $2,000 worth of dates and drinks and dinners before he sleeps with you. And then 3 weeks later, you talk about a guy you met in a bar and you slept with him. And then you talk about how you want serious relationships and you've been getting it all wrong. And then 5 weeks later, you talk about this footballer that you betted. You are everything that is wrong with a modern woman, exemplified as a single embodiment of all the mistakes women make. When you're in a good mood, you sleep with a man, it's all great. You hate on people like myself, which is fine. And everything is right in your world and everything is hunky-dory. And then the latest squeeze, the latest guy that you like, after about 5 minutes after he's done humping on you, and he puts on his pants and leaves and promptly throws your number away in the trash bin, you're back to being bummed out and hating on life, how all men are pigs and they just want one thing. This is out of your own articles in your own mouth, Jana, and that's why we keep calling you out, because you're the poster child for everything that is wrong with a modern woman, why men no longer bring flowers and chocolates to date, why men don't want long-term relationships but just want to hook up, because you have nothing but your looks and your bedroom activity to offer a man. And you are literally the prime example of this. This is why I've selected you, because you write all your craziness and your stories in articles like the world's worst journal, and I get to read them. And here we are again. Ironically, I hadn't thought about doing an article about you until one of my viewers brought this up and shared this with me. And I said, this is the second article Jana's done mentioning me directly. And I think I've done maybe 4 or 5 videos on you. You're catching up, Jana. I look forward to your next article about me, and I'm flattered that you think so much about me. Thank you. I appreciate that. She said, judging by his creepy demeanor, oh, she's going for the looks angle, and the fact his vlogs look like they're filmed in a dingy basement in his parents' house. I worked hard on this green screen. And it's my dingy house, not my parents' dingy house. Actually, it's not even a house. It is a metal garage in the middle of the woods that doesn't have plumbing, and I have to shower outside, and I pee in the woods. But it's not my parents' basement. But it is on my own 25 acres of land where I'm building my dream home, so there. She says, I'm going to hazard a guess that I'm getting more action than him. Jana, that's the whole point. You're getting more action than the entire Eastern Seaboard. So I simply laugh these videos off, even though I'm commenting on his particular channel a second time. He seems a little obsessed with women who have a voice in media. Chill out, dude. Jana, your voice is like a squeak in the woods. Once upon a time, I would respond to the creeps with a simple F off. But then would come the messages like, you asked for it. And I soon realized there was no reasoning with these Looney Tunes. So strap yourselves in, ladies, because I only see things getting worse. Far worse. Here's your problem, Jana, and I mean this in all seriousness. Here's the problem with Jana, is that as she ages, her beauty will fade. Her looks will fade. Her body will fade. Things droop and sag. You know, she's got, admittedly for 40 years old, she does look like she's got a pretty decent body. She got a nice pair of fun bags on her. I'm sure it services her very well because she shows her cleavage in everything that she does, every photo that she has and everything else. But the problem that she has is those are tributes that go away. It would be like if I were, or men in general, were desired because of their physical prowess. Well, once a man gets into his 50s and 60s, that starts to fade dramatically. But instead, we're also looked at for our strength, our ability to provide, our masculinity, our protective abilities, I guess you could call it. And so our value increases. All we've tried to do is tell you crazy women to chill out and realize that you just being pretty and offering us attention and being in our lives isn't enough to make men happy. And we've been screaming that for years. And your response is to not only change, but then call us misogynists and call us creepy and call us basement-dwelling incels, when really all we're trying to tell you is, look, you're sleeping beyond your means with men that would never date you. And the men that would date you and would make a good husband and would give you children and would love to put you up on a pedestal and worship you as the perfect wife, you spit on them and you call them losers. Only when you're no longer valued for your looks, when you're no longer desirable to men, do you find out the truth of it, and then you like to write articles or cry in your pillows at night. A good example of this is Pamela Anderson, age 52. She is a former Playboy model. She was on Baywatch, a TV show that had her running around in a bathing suit. She was on posters on men's walls. Unlike you, Jana, last I checked, you're not America's heartthrob up on the wall of young men's picture poster boards. But she was, and she could have had it all. And now what is she doing? She's going viral for skipping makeup. She's going viral for divorcing her fourth husband. She's going viral for being alone. Because no man's good enough for her, even at 57. And she went to the all-black, this makeup-free all-black look at the Governor's Awards. Why did she do this? Well, it's pretty hard to stay relevant when you're at 57 years old and you're not looking so great. Now, don't get me wrong, for almost 60 years old, for whatever work she's had done, she's aging quite well. I'm not going to be a hater on that. I'm quite sure there are many 60-year-old, 70, 65-year-old men that would love to have some arm candy like this on their arms. But she could have had it all. And now Pamela Anderson is not dating. She's single. She divorced her fourth husband in 2022. And now I'm not even thinking about dating. And she squirmed when answering this. I'm happy about my career. I'm including a cookbook entitled "I Love You." This is the woman that had all the choices in the world. This is the woman that had every man, including Hollywood elite, that would have done anything to have a beautiful woman like this by their side. But the problem is, women like this, and probably you in your heyday, Jana, can get so many men's attention that it feels effortless. You don't need to be a cook or a mother or a good companion. You can just go have all your fun because men want you. Well, men wanted Pamela Anderson too. As a young man, she's 5 years older than me. As a young man of 15 or 18, seeing 23, 24, 25-year-old Pamela Anderson, I could tell you, as a young man, I would love a girlfriend that looked like that. As a 30-year-old man looking at a 35-year-old Pamela Anderson, there's a lot of men that would love Pamela Anderson. As a 52-year-old man in the world of dating, I can tell you right now, any women that I date usually tend to be 25 years or younger than Pamela Anderson now. Jana Hawkings, now she didn't block me on Twitter. She has her posts protected. She has a whopping 2,591 followers on Twitter, on X. I have 22,000, and I really didn't start posting until last year. You've been on here since March of 2009. I've been on Twitter since, I think, 2020, maybe 2022, and I have 10 times the number of followers that you do. But why are your posts protected? Why do you post a picture of you smiling at Tom Cruise? Because you can't take it. You can dish it. You can insult men. You can call them misogynists. You can say we're creepy. But if we'd like to actually have discourse with you and discuss things with you, well, you can't do that. They're protected. Now, when we go to my profile, let me go to my profile here. Mine are not protected. And I've been on here since September of 2020, but I didn't start posting until 2022. And this isn't a humble brag. It's just if people want to respond and reply to me on all my posts, they can do it. I'm okay in listening to discourse, but you're not, Jana. Why is that? Why are you unwilling to hear what people think about you? It's because you don't like hearing what they have to say. Because all the comments down here are a lot of people, like this one's been voted up 233 times. I'm confused. You say you've been getting these creepy DMs for years, then you claim it's because of the results of the election? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He said, and as someone who claims, as someone who lives in the U.S., I've never heard of the slogan, your body, my choice, because it's weird groiper, like internet slang. By the way, none of the posts in here, Jana, none of them support your side of things. That's why these weird women on Twitter and everything else get BTFO'd every time they make a comment, because people are not on board with this anymore. And just to wrap things up on the misogynist and Trump and people that like Trump are misogynist, Trump taps former Rep. Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. Wow, look at that. He put a woman in charge of something. Oh, did I mention Trump taps Nikki Haley to be the UN ambassador? How about that? He put a woman. Oh, did you know this is a woman of color? Oh, I bet you didn't know that, Jana, did you? He put a woman of color in charge of something. And Nikki Haley, who hates him, who have spoken negatively about him, he put her in as the UN ambassador, still gave her a job. Oh, look at this. Trump picks Susie Wiles as White House chief of staff. First woman ever to be put in the role. I didn't hear Kamala Harris doing that. I didn't hear Biden doing that. It's almost as like you don't know what you're talking about, Jana. Which makes this so much fun. This is why it's fun dunking on you, Jana, because nothing you say other than a couple of DMs that you show no proof over, or these scores of men posting my choice, your body. I don't proof, Jana, proof. I got proof. I got lots of proof. See all my proof? There's my proof. Where's yours, Jana? I'd like to have a conversation with you, but unfortunately, you're too scared to talk to anybody. So keep posting your bullshit. I will continue to read your articles. It'll be how you hooked up with this guy at 42, and at 44, it'll be how you want to settle down, but you haven't found the right guy, and at 40, and then you'll be 57. And you'll be writing articles about why it's good to be single and alone and not have children, so you can drink wine spritzers at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and sleep all day and not have to worry about men and are dating, and you can enjoy your cats and your vacations. Good luck to you, Jana. You deserve it.